So, how am I going to start with this? Okay, that's how I'm going to start it. So, the second topic here that a lot of people have been asking me to do a live about my opinion, what I got to say, etc. Yes, Polizón is St. Jude. And this live will be posted so you can always like rewatch as well as post it on my YouTube. I try to put all the lives out on YouTube as well. Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me to say something to about something like um recently in Societe Nago, which is run by Mambo Maud Evans. They had someone come down for a console, a voodoo initiation, and they ended up dying or passing away. And there's been a lot of this actually happened, it's like almost a month ago now. And there's been a lot of talk about what happened or what went on and so forth. So before I jump into the topic, I want to preface what I'm about to say with two things. Number one is I don't know Mambo Maud. I've never met her. I've never spoken to her. We've never interacted with each other. So that's A. Number two is that for those of you who've known me or followed me for a long time, you know that 15 years ago in 2009, okay, I had someone who came to my house for a lave tete and died after the ceremony, okay, and died at my house. And for the last 15 years, by the way, okay, I have pretty much haven't said nothing about it. I haven't said a word. Okay. However, for the last 15 years, a great deal of people who happen to also be members of Mambo Maw's society have made it their jobs to go around and promote this about me and to promote false narratives about me. For the last 15 years, this, whenever someone has said Hector, they go real quickly to dig up news articles and promote that and say, well, watch out for him. Look at this happened, that happened, this and that. However, nobody ever pulls up the news articles as how the police turned around and said basically there was no wrongdoing on my part, that everything was clean and clear, and that they didn't find anything, and that there was no real explanation scientifically for it. No one pulls that up. But there's been a contingency who happen to also be a lot of members from that particular society pushing on this narrative that, you know, I'm no good, that this happened, that this person died after a lave tete at my house, and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm actually addressing this topic. Okay? Now, I was told by Anaisa, that wonderful misterio, when I was very young, when I was 9 years old, whatever people do to you, don't worry about it. Okay? Time is your friend. And time resolves all things. And that's exactly what I did. All these 15 years, I didn't say nothing to them. I didn't get upset with them. Nada. Okay? Yeah. I did contact 911 immediately when we found her after a nap. Okay? And, you know, we're on the ball, dealt with it, and we're shown to have done nothing wrong, as someone mentioned. Okay? But this has been kind of like the thing that people try to use against me. Okay? So, a few things that I want to say is number one, some of those things that was said, okay, okay, some of the things that were said was that this happened at my house to my person because I didn't do the ceremony correctly. Another false narrative that was said was that because I wasn't Haitian. Mambo Maud is Haitian, and there were over a dozen other priests and priestesses who were present when they were doing this ceremony of initiation over in Haiti for this woman who passed away. So obviously, those are false narratives. Another narrative that was given and is now being given by other people who call themselves Hungans and Mambos, who love the Loi and the Misterios and the Guinea, was that maybe she was a sacrifice, right? And that's been said even about Maud at this point. Now, let's think for a moment here. I know critical thinking is not on the rise, okay? However, why would Maud do that to herself? Why would she put herself in that situation? As a person, I was young once with my powers, okay? As a person who did a little black magic here and there, anyone who done black magic knows you don't stick around the person that you're targeting because you might become collateral damage just by being around. It might ricochet and hit you because you're in that environment. So why would she do that? That doesn't make any sense. I'm just using some critical thinking here. Okay? That doesn't make any sense. If you love the loi, you love Guinea, you love the mysteries, you love the misterio, okay? You especially if you call yourself a Hunganamambo, you do not promote and push false narratives that would hinder or harm our voodoo tradition, harm the misterios, harm the loi, harm Guinea, because that's what you claim you love. And it's unfortunate because the people who push these false narratives are often diasporic Hungans and Mambos, diasporic meaning non-Haitian Hungans and Mambos, pushing this narrative and claiming that they love Guinea. You do not love Guinea. Okay? Because Guinea c'est la vie. Guinea is life. Life includes all things, including death. Okay? I only speak on things that I know about. And since I was not there at the Kanzo of Mambo Maud or Mambo Dana, I was not there. I didn't see it with my own two eyes. I'm not going to sit here and speculate as to what happened to Mambo Dana. No. See, because there's a difference between assuming and knowing. And you won't know unless you were there. And even people who were there won't know everything. Okay? Even people who are there won't know everything. So you can't tell me that you love Guinea, that you love Voodoo, that you love the Miste, you love the tradition, and then help make our tradition look bad and also push false narratives and say things that you don't know for sure. If you don't know, then you don't speak. And knowing is one thing, assuming is the other. Okay? So, Obviously, what happened at my house didn't happen because I was not Haitian, all right? Or improper ceremony, because you have to take into account that when the ceremonies are done, there's many hungans and mambos who are present. Now, okay, I'll read a little few comments we got here. Hey, Leilani. Of course, there's always going to be haters, May May. How the idea of someone being sacrificed comes across someone's mind is because the person claiming it is the evil one who would do it. Otherwise, you don't think of such things. Good people don't think of such evil. They don't come to that conclusion right away. Okay? It sure is not on the rise. Okay? Wow, J Jean, o fâché, chérie. O bien fâché. Bien fâché pour rien, peut-être pas comprendre rien. Yeah, the news is making us look like monsters. So, so the thing about it is that people die everywhere. I was taught this lesson a long time ago. People die in church. No one says that the pastor got rid of them. Okay? People die in a synagogue. No one says, oh, it's the rabbi's fault. People die at home. We don't automatically jump to look and be like, who? The people in the house. Okay? People die in the street. People die in the store. Okay? And there's everywhere in the world that people die. Okay? People can die anywhere, and they do die anywhere and everywhere. People die everywhere. There's no place that's an exception. If you came to live, then you came to die. Okay? If you're living, sooner or later you will be dead. Okay? So to automatically say that it was the result of a console does not make sense. And the second thing is that some people are going after Mabo Dana saying like, well, she shouldn't have went. What did she expect? So on and so forth. When somebody goes to Kanzo, they go to look for the wisdom, the ancient wisdom, the truth. They go seeking enlightenment, seeking the wisdom, seeking the truth about life, seeking the truth that can empower them. Some people are saying that she went to do evil and that's why that happened to her. You do not know her. So to jump to that conclusion on someone and to make those statements about someone that you do not know is bonkers to me. It's absolutely insane to me. Okay? So, hi, Lavetta. So, Conzo can be dangerous to some. Okay? Some people say here, well, can Conzo be dangerous to some? Yeah, it can be dangerous to some. However, what we also have to take into account is how many hundreds of people has Maud or any other Hungan or Mambo taken to Haiti and initiated and done Kanzo for who have not passed away. It is not a common thing, but it does happen. Just like people do not die in a church building every day, but it does occur. Okay? Just because it doesn't happen all the time, like I said, death is everywhere and can happen to anyone at any point in time. So even though people don't die in church every day, people do die in church. And that happens, that occurs. Okay? No, it's not. Now, that I will agree with. So, a lot of Hungans and Mambos have stopped doing Kanzos and initiations in Haiti. I've seen Hungans and Mambos now doing them in the States, adjusting and adapting because Haiti right now is not a secure place because of the political and security reasons. In fact, I had someone not that long ago who I had a group of people who needed to go Kanzo, and they have not gone Kanzo because Haiti is not a safe, secure place at this point in time due to the political situation. So it was actually a surprise to me that there were still Hungans and Mambos taking people down to Haiti to initiate them. That was kind of a surprise. Just because I myself have told people, I'm not taking you down there. Okay? What is a console worth, right? If like you end up picked up and held for ransom later on. But that's another topic in and of itself. Me personally, but to each their own, me personally, I'm not going to take anyone to Haiti right now. I'm not going to take anyone to Haiti right now because Haiti is not currently considered safe. I've even had Haitian, Hungan, and Mambo tell me who live in Haiti not to come down, to wait. I've had other Hungan and Mambo who've told me here stateside that they're not currently going, that they're not going because of the security issues. And I know Hungan and Mambo who have the ability to go there and be secure, and they still aren't going. So that's another situation. Now, another thing that's being said, okay, is just checking the comments here. Okay. Another thing that's being said is that there's much talk about what did or didn't happen. If you weren't there, you don't know. And even if you were there, you probably still don't know. The thing about it is, what it all boils down to is Hungans and Mambos, Hungan Parai Hungan, Mambo Parai Mambo. Okay? If you don't know what that means and you're a Hungan or Mambo, then look it up. Okay? Throughout the whole time I've done this work for people, I've had a few exceptions where I kind of went off here and there, but for the most part, I've always avoided speaking ill of Hungans or Mambos, especially if I don't know them. You can't assume what happened there. Okay? So there's been multiple stories, and I've heard lots of stories from a lot of different people and different stories, and I've seen different stories. Okay? But I wasn't there. I wasn't there. At the end of the day, I'm not going to claim I serve Guinea and push a false narrative. Okay? I'm not going to claim I serve Guinea. I'm a Voodoo V. Okay? I don't practice Voodoo. I'm a Voodoo V. Some people are obviously still practicing. Keep on practicing. Maybe one day you'll get good at it. A Voodoo V lives Voodoo. There's a difference. It's not a practice anymore. It's a life. It's the life. So as a Voodoo V, I'm not going to promote defamation of Guinea. I'm not going to promote false narratives of Guinea. Thousands of people have been taken down to Haiti throughout the decades and have been absolutely safe by myself and by other Hungans and Mambos and have absolutely been safe, returned in one piece, and had a phenomenal time, had life changing experiences. Including Mambo Maud has taken many people down to Haiti and done ceremonies for them, and they've had life-changing experiences. And when I say life-changing experiences, it could be for the good, for the bad. Either way, you learn if you are picking up what's being thrown out here in life. You'll learn. Okay, so as someone who serves Guinea, as someone who is Guinea, you don't defame the tradition of Guinea. You don't dirty Guinea. I know that that's hard for many people to understand because they are not Guineas. They are not Guinea. You cannot be dirty and serve something that is clean. The moment you touch it, it becomes dirty. You cannot be dirty and serve the clean. Because the moment your hand touches it, it gets dirty. La vin salo. Okay? So, yeah, people have died in the Ocha room and it's not the Oricha. Okay? Many have gone and been just fine. Okay? Hi. Hi, amor. So, you can't automatically go and spread, especially if you love Guinea, spread false narratives about things that you don't know about what happened to this lady. Okay? And this is not for me, I'm not defending anyone. I don't know people or every action. Like I said, I don't know what happened, right? So I don't know everyone's actions or intentions. I'm not defending anyone. I'm defending Guinea. It's my job to defend the voodoo and the Guinea. It's not my job to defend people. But it's also in that job of defending Guinea is the job to not dirty Guinea, not to spread false narratives about Guinea. Now, one of the points and issues that have occurred because of this whole situation with the, this woman Dana dying was that apparently there were communication issues between Mambo Mod, Societe Nago, as with the family. And there's various stories. Oh, te quiero. There's various stories about that whole situation. Now, again, I'm not defending anyone, but everyone can say what they woulda, shoulda, coulda did if you've never been there. You don't know what the society, Maud, was dealing with. You don't know what was going on with the police, with the political sector, with the morgue, with anybody, the hospital, anybody else who would have been involved in this situation. Things might not always be as easy or as smooth as you think. Okay? And so there was a thing about everybody, okay? Everybody like what what nefarious things are going on, okay? But one can always say what they woulda, shoulda, coulda did if they've never been there. You don't know what was going on for Mambo Maud. You don't know what was going on for the society. You don't know how easy or how hard it might have been for them to get information in order to pass information. And could it have been handled differently? We can all say we've been in situations that we could have handled differently. Most people in lesser situations don't handle things properly or what's seen as properly. Okay? And that's most people in lesser situations. Again, let's not jump to assumptions. Let's not jump or couldn't control, yeah. There's lots of factors that may be involved in this situation that would could have been out of that person's control. It could be that Mambo Maud herself was in shock. It could be that she didn't know what to say because she was in shock. It could be any number of things. Now, a long time from what I understand did pass in be like in the midst of various communications. But again, we can't sit here and just make assumptions. Okay? If you love the Guinea, you love the spirit, your job is to basically to be there to protect the Guinea, to protect that which protects you, to give back to that which gives you. And a lot of people talk about their Hungans and Mambos, they serve the Guinea, they serve the spirits, but the behavior doesn't demonstrate it. And I'm not saying like one instance here, one instance there. I'm talking about the long standing pattern of behavior. One thing in Guinea that we ask for ourselves and for other people is grace and mercy, graça et miséricorde. But si vous voulez recevoir, faut connaître bail. If you want to receive, you must also know how to give. You can't ask for grace and mercy and not be able to give grace and mercy. Not ask for grace and mercy and not be able to give understanding unto others. Without calling blame and judgment right away. That's ugly. If you want to ask for grace and mercy, you have to be able to give it. So, my main point here is, you know, don't create and push false narratives. Don't make assumptions. Don't act like you know when you weren't there. I wasn't there. So I'm not going to act like I know. I wasn't there. Right? Don't make assumptions. Don't harm the Guinea through your actions further and further. Like I said, many people have gone to Haiti and come back. Many people have gone through Kanzo and have not passed away. Many people have had life-changing, beautiful, or ugly experiences and have been fine, have had their lives improved. We can't automatically jump, but unfortunately, there's many people out here who claim to be Hungans and Mambos, who claim to be Guinea, serve Guinea, claim to be Guinea, but they don't follow the ways of Guinea. If you're a duck, you don't need to tell me you're a duck. You quack like a duck, you walk like a duck, you flap your arms like a duck. You don't need to tell me you're a duck. Okay? Not everything is within the realms of control of the leader of the house. When people say, well, you know, this should have been under her control, totally under her control, part of what that says to me is you've never had really large events. You've never run a ceremony or a kanzo. You've never run a large ceremony. Why? Because the leader of the house is not there by themselves. The Hungan or Mambo of the house is not there doing everything by themselves. There's many people and many players involved. They cannot control everything that happens at all times within their house. There's more other influences other than them. Okay? They don't have a dog leash and a whip on everybody at every moment in time. They cannot control every single thing that happens. When you're running a large event or a large ceremony, okay, though when you're running a large ceremony or a large event like an initiation, a conzo, especially things like this, large things, it's more than just you involved. You're not the only person. You're not you wouldn't be running it if it was by yourself. So when people say like basically everything was under her control, you're just telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself that you've never done any of these things, that you've never really run large ceremonies, that you've never really assisted at large ceremonies, that you've never really run initiations. Because in these things, when you do these things, there's 1,001 variables. 1,001 variables that can and do occur. And every last little thing you can't control. Most people can't even control their emotions. So to think that the leader of the house is in control of everything that occurs in that house is crazy. It's the definition. Certain things are so far from reality. To blame a single person for what occurs at an event that probably has over 100 people. I've seen video clips of her events before. So over 100 people, and expecting that one person to control everything is pure insanity. Do you control every single thing every last person does around you or in your life? Do you control every single last little thing that everybody does around you in your job? To expect one person to have that total control over hundreds of people, every last little detail, doesn't make any sense. Okay? It's impossible. Like someone says here, nope. Becky says here, nope. It's impossible. Okay? If this was a Christian dying in church, we wouldn't be having this conversation. This was a Jew dying in the synagogue, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If this was any other religious person dying in any other religious location, we would not be having this conversation. The reason we are having this conversation boils back down to racism and colorism. It's that deep. It's so deep that even people who claim to be Hungans and Mambos and love the Guinea, okay, okay, so deep that even people who call themselves Hungans and Mambos, call themselves servants of the law, call themselves the Guinea, go and use false narratives that have been used by oppressors, sacrificing people and all kinds of nonsense, that even so-called Hungans and Mambos will go ahead and prove their roots, prove their roots of racism and colorism against our traditions. Okay? But, yeah, because it happened in Haiti. Okay? So, that's what it boils down to. It doesn't boil down to truth. And neither does it boil down to truth, especially when the news media gets hold of a story. Donald Trump can say fake news, and you might believe it. But let a Hungan Mambo tell you about fake news, and you won't. Why? Because that's how deep the racism and the colorism goes. It goes deep, very deep. So if it wasn't voodoo, we wouldn't be having this conversation. No one would say the pastor sacrificed someone, the Catholic priest sacrificed someone. No one is going to say that. No one's going to say the rabbi sacrificed someone, the imam sacrificed someone. Say Hungar Mambo, oh, different ball game. You have a different set of rules for us. Okay? So, what I have to say, lastly, oh, I do want to say a last little note that's kind of an aside because I shared someone's post earlier and it's facts. A lot of these diasporic American Hunganer Mambo unfortunately create a facade of falseness, a social media personality that doesn't exist. Many of them don't speak Creole. They don't think they have to. Many of them don't know the songs, don't know the prayers, don't know the prière. They don't think they have to. But they want to make a presentation of themselves out in these social media streets. And I do speak Creole. I have lived in Haiti for many, many years. I have studied my craft. And one thing that my godmother told me a long time ago is that in Haiti alone, there's 99 ways the voodoo is served. There's 99 ways the voodoo is practiced. There's 11 departments in Haiti, 9 sectors. Each way has its own way. People like to go to Haiti for a short little trip, a short little consult, in which most of the time you're in seclusion, so you're not learning what's going on in Haiti, and then want to come back puffing their chest up. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, this and this and that. Can't even speak Creole, baby. 95% of what's going on around you in the ceremony, you don't even know. I've seen it where people are making fun of you and you don't even know. You're laughing along with them and they're talking about you. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Can't even sing the first 5 songs in a prayer. And I'm not saying I know every diasporic Hungana Mambo that exists, but I've yet to meet one outside of myself that speaks fluent Creole, that knows the entire Priya Guinea. I've yet to meet one. I know there's people who are learning, but I'm talking about fluency. This is not a criticism. This is where you should be putting your time and attention instead of creating false narratives about people out here that are doing things. It's unfortunate, but that's how this community works. In the diaspora, not in Haiti. It's different. Okay? Yeah, great new week. So someone put that post out there because they be coming after this person because they practice a New Orleans practice. And yet the people themselves who are coming after this person themselves are stealing New Orleans practices. They're not, but calling themselves Haitian Hungana Mambo. Don't know how to speak a lick of Creole. Can't sing you 10 songs out the deck. And like I said, I know I can't be the only non-Haitian Hunganer Mambo that speaks fluent Creole. And I can't be the only one who's lived in Haiti. I just haven't met them. Because that's how few and far between they are. And by the way, learning French is not Creole, darlings. That's not the same language. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why if you love the spirit, you love Guinea, you serve Guinea, you're a Guinean, let's not push and promote false narratives, right? Let's actually study what Guinea shows you how to live. Guinea gives you the secrets to how to live life, how to be happy, how to be a positive person filled with joy, love, luck, success. Guinea ba la vie. Guinea gives life. Okay? Guinea gives life. So promote that. Don't promote false narratives. Don't speak about things you don't know. I find it interesting that all these people from that society, okay, who had so many things to say about me, so many opinions, have been totally silent as church mice throughout this whole month of this event. These people who like to come out and be the police of voodoo in the States haven't said two words. Criticizing is easy, doing is hard. Okay? Don't, like someone said, don't be so quick. Becky said, don't be so quick to pass judgment. You don't know what happened there. Keep it at that. Who cares? The only reason it's even our business is because it concerns our tradition. Okay? Oh, you're most welcome, Deidre. Um, have a great week ahead, Crystal. So, my last words for Mambo Maud, Dana's family, for the Voodooistan community is Kembe Palage. Kembe Palage. And Hungan's Mambos who know their craft understand what that means. Okay? Like we often say, like I was taught by my elders, this too shall pass. It shall all pass. Everything within sight of you shall pass. Okay? So Kembe Palage. Let's not make assumptions. Let's not cut down or attempt to stab in the back or be nasty about other people. Basically, for those people that focus on doing just that, like, go look for a life. Find yourself a life. That way you can learn to mind your business. Find yourself something to do. Okay? If you have a happy life, you don't spend your life criticizing, passing judgment. You're too busy being happy. And that's one thing that I wish people could see clearly. That's people out here who spend their time constantly harping, criticizing, hating, tearing down other practitioners are some of the most unhappiest people in the world. Okay? Some of the most unhappiest people in the world. But saying that they're out here helping people. At the end of the day, Voodoo teaches us, we are all brothers and sisters. Whether you like it or not, we are all brothers and sisters. Okay? It is what it is. And we are even all brothers and sisters to people outside of the Voodoo community. Okay? Hungans and Mambos are here to empower, to strengthen, to help bring divine connection to people, not to spread mierda, to spread caca, bullshit about other practitioners. When I see a practitioner not doing something right, I either leave, mind my business, or if I see that that practitioner is open to it, I say, hey, come over here. Let me tell you. Do you see this? I see you're doing things like this, but this is the way things are done. And if that practitioner is open to it, I will waste my energy to say that. If that person is not an open person, I'm not. I'm gonna mind my business and keep it pushing. Okay. So, absolutely, watch us rise. Okay. Hi, my boy Angelica. Oh, you're most welcome, Absalom. Yeah, I was just talking about the post you were making that you made that I shared. Okay. Thank you, May May. So, at the end of the day, long time I was told by an old priest, one hand washes the other, two hands wash the face. Let's not spread hatred, lies, false narratives, so on and so forth that destroy the Vodou community that has already been severely oppressed and suppressed and continues to be oppressed and suppressed by racism, colorism, and discrimination. Let's not do that. Okay? Let's show people what Vodou really is. It's a tradition of cleansing, empowerment, life giving, strength giving. And some people may say to me, how can it give life when someone died? Death is a part of life, baby. That goes hand in hand. Okay? Let's be like this. Okay? Because as we say in Vodou, in union there is power. In union there is force. This is what ancestors knew. This is what caused the successful revolution. This is what caused successful change. Let's not practice Vodou. Don't be someone who practices Vodou. Be a Vodou V. Be someone who lives Vodou. Be someone who shows that Vodou is life. My God kids do it. I know it can be done. My God kids do it all the time. That's why I'd be so proud of my godchildren. Okay? Because I see my God kids making moves, making progress, minding their business, living happy, having love and prosperity, abundance, health, all these things in their life. Okay? So I know it's doable. We have a temple full of people who do it. And, you know, part of being someone's papa is believing in you even when you don't believe in yourself yet. And knowing when the reason that people are called papa and mama is that, yeah, we're papa and mama of initiates, but we're also papa and mama of humanity. So knowing that even when you don't yet know you're my child, and I'm to treat you as such. because Hungans and Mambos are Grand Moon. They're the ones who are supposed to be the adults. Okay? So, you're most welcome. Thank you guys, everyone, for coming to this live. I appreciate all of you. Again, you're most welcome. Of course, thank you guys for coming all to this live. Many blessings to all of you as always. I hope to start getting back on top of these lives once a week again. Like I said, we had lots of ceremonies. It's been one big ceremonial summer, right? We have lots of new initiates who were just made recently. We have a few new mambos in the temple. We have many new other initiates. We've had, we've done spirit removals. We've just been doing it, and which is why you haven't seen me here as often. But we're gonna try to like get ourselves back on track within this next few weeks. So stay blessed. We love you lots. Take care, and you're most welcome to all of you guys. Right? Stay blessed, and yeah, have an awesome week. Keep the faith, and que me palage.